Welcome, friends. It's a fantastic night for gaming. My name is Gambit, and welcome to the channel Played Quick. On the table, we have Dante Inferno. I'm going to go through a setup and a playthrough of the first circle called Limbo. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, I like to play it quick. So, if you want to learn how to play, I will highlight certain chapters in the video so that you can skip straight to the rules. Now, this video will contain spoilers for the first circle, and if you'd rather see just the combat, I will have another video with the confrontation phase, and you can skip right ahead to that one. Without further ado, let's go. The first phase of every circle is the Chronicle phase, and you lay out the map like so. Each circle will have a packet of cards that you can open, and you will put them on the sides of the map like so. On the top will be the treasures, the paths, the discovery cards, and the region cards. You'll want the Dante miniature. This will act as your caravan pawn as it navigates the regions of the circle. You'll prepare your resource tray by shuffling the Arcana deck, the Sin deck, the Wound deck, and the Findings deck. These are the champion tokens. They go in the first slot here. You have inspiration tokens, attribute tokens, and then you have modifier tokens such as shields, attacks, and dice. You have trap tokens, and you have readied tokens. You'll need your dice and the cards from the circle packet. You'll need to select 4 champions of different archetypes: the outlaw, mercenary, devotee, artist. If you're playing with 4 characters, all of them will have this side face up. If you're playing them as a companion, you'll flip them over to their companion side. Their starting vigor will be at 6. Shuffle their maneuver deck. Give them their starting equipment. Give them their dashboard extension. And place wound cards in the slots face down. If you're playing as a companion, you'll have these 3 readiness tokens above your dashboard. And now you're ready to start. The mercenary character I'll play is Matthias. You are Matthias, the mercenary condottieri. You are a man born in the Holy Roman Empire, where the ring of hammers in the smithy set the rhythm of life. Your father, a renowned gunsmith, instilled in you a deep respect for steel. While other boys honed their skills with swords, you spent your afternoons tightening strings, balancing bolts, and perfecting your aim with a crossbow. They called it a waste of time, but to you, it was more than a weapon. It was an extension of your very being. Now, as a condottiero, you drift from one battlefield to the next, your crossbow ever at your side. But at night, as the strings tighten with a familiar twang, a doubt reverberates in your mind like a misfit bolt. Are you fighting for a purpose, or merely running from your past? He has a very low gameplay complexity. The artist I will be playing is Kyra from the Tainted Pack. You are Kyra, the wandering artist. You are a woman born in a secluded village nestled deep within the mountains. Life was simple, and the days were peaceful, but one night everything changed. They emerged from the shadows, nightmares with blazing eyes and unyielding claws. Your village lay in ruins, your family shattered, leaving you alone amidst the smoldering ashes. You sought refuge among travelers, merchants, artists, and wanderers who roamed the desolate wastelands. They welcomed you, and for a fleeting moment there was laughter, perhaps even a hint of love. Yet the shadow of your past lingered, ever present and unyielding. The echoes of screams and the flicker of flames haunt your dreams, a relentless reminder of all you have lost. What remains of you when the final creature falls? This is a very high complexity. We will see how this goes. The devotee I'm playing is Marie from the Pristine Pack. You are Marie, the devout maiden. You are a woman born into Christianity, yet always feeling out of place. At the age of 13, you were consecrated to religious life by your father's choice, a means to secure salvation for both of you. At first, the frigid walls and ceaseless prayers felt like a prison. Over time, you came to witness the suffering of the poor, the injustices endured by women, and the stark contradictions within the church. It was then that a fiery purpose ignited within your chest. Though duty sent you, it was your own free will that made you stay. Now, as you near the home you left behind 15 years ago, you wonder, does the person you have become still belong there? This is slightly less complexity than the artist. And for the outlaw, I am taking Caine from the Tainted Pack. You are Caine, the rebel outlaw. You are a man born in a quaint village nestled in the heart of England. Like countless others, you were raised on tales of creatures that lurk in the shadows. But for you, these stories are no longer mere legends. They mark the beginning of a journey you can no longer tell if you chose or were compelled to follow. Now you march to the rhythm of your own crusade. You face shadows with the edge of your blade, driven by a purpose that feels ever more distant. In the stillness after the battle, a doubt takes root in your chest. Are you truly fighting against evil, or merely trying to quiet the guilt that devours your soul? And this is low complexity. Another Day in Paradise. Our story begins with Dante Alighieri, the famous poet, walking through a spring field. He has been living in paradise for almost 2 centuries, enjoying the fullness of the afterlife. The Florentine spends his free time ruminating on the verses of his next masterpiece, but the work will be postponed. Archangel Gabriel brings a terrible message. The greatest transgression since the original sin has been committed. A brotherhood of Christian knights, the Order, has invaded the Inferno, seeking to achieve salvation for humanity through force. The horrors of the lands below are enough to defeat any army, yet belief in the sanctity of the Supreme Leader gives them the fervor they need to prevail. The saints are appalled by such audacity, and fearing the unprecedented punishment that the high power could impose, they gathered a delegation of 4 warriors to stop the invaders. Mortals made of flesh, bone, and imperfections, in need of a guide. The destiny of creation hangs by a thread. We are instructed to place region card number 1, the Dark Forest, in position C1 and then inspect it. Placing region cards are a geographic and a visual reference for players. They do not allow you to travel there or inspect it unless instructed otherwise. Inspect is the most frequent instruction players will follow during the Chronicle phase. When you inspect a region, you look for the matching numbered entry in the Book of Chronicles and read it. Each exploration has a narrative and an instruction, and the instructions need to be carried out in the order in which they are written. So if you are directed to another passage, you must immediately do so, abandoning the other instructions. So there you are, 4 strangers, lost in a dark forest, halfway through your lives. You barely know who you are and how or why you got here, but you know you need to move forward. A turmoil of concerns revolves in your hearts as you advance through the woods, trying to get a sense of everything. Then, all of a sudden, howls, roars, and growls announce the arrival of predators. A leopard, a lion, and a wolf. Who will be the one who faces the beasts? So, suddenly 4 strangers find themselves in this mysterious place as a team, choose an option, and proceed to its resolution. I kind of want to see what it would be like to fight the leopard. As if enchanted by the panther's spotted skin, the artist feels compelled to step forward. Coincidence or not, it's only her that the predator stares at in that unusual encounter. For a moment, the two study each other. Both creatures are preparing to end the dispute in a single strike, because that is what they are: mysterious, charming, and dangerous. The caravan endures an ordeal of prowess of difficulty 9. Ordeals are tests that are dealt with using dice. Each champion will have an aggressiveness, a prowess, or a willpower stat. In this case, a prowess. Caine has 1, Kyra has 1, Marie has 0, and Matthias has 1. They each get 1 dice to roll. They get a total of 5. Now the difficulty I needed to pass was a 9. Now we come to the next step, the effort roll. Each champion is given a choice to spend vigor, which is currently at 6 for all of them, 1 vigor per dice that they want to roll in addition, in order to try to match or surpass the difficulty of 9. If they reach 0 vigor, they will take a wound and then go back up to 6. I'm thinking since Marie didn't roll a dice, she will spend 1 vigor, she's down to 5, and Matthias will spend a vigor and he will roll another dice. At this point, we did get 9. If we didn't, we had another chance to be successful, called Pushing the Hand of Fate. If we wanted to, we can offer an Arcana card, and that will allow us to reroll all the dice that have been rolled so far in the ordeal. However, Arcana cards will alter the battle in some way in the confrontation phase. You can also accept failure if you want to preserve your vigor and not make the confrontation more difficult. Hunter and prey prepare their weapons. 2 daggers on one side, 10 equally large claws on the other. The rustle of branches in a light breeze sounds the gong, and the two jump against each other in a clash that lasts for no more than a scream. The artist kneels with her arm bleeding. She now has a new scar. The leopard, on the other hand, lands with such a wound in her abdomen that she can barely stand. Having defeated her, you now need to run from the rest of the beasts. The caravan takes the Aboli treasure card. The champion who rolled the most hits receives 1 prowess token. That happened to be Matthias. Various attribute tokens will grant you a benefit in confrontation. The prowess token, for example, can be spent to block 6 incoming damage. Place region card 2, Hill of Virtue, in position B1 and inspect it. The remaining beasts do not give up the chase as you run up the hill. Cornered, you take the high ground and turn your backs to each other, forming a defensive circle. "Get away, vile creatures!" The voice of a 5th person commands, its owner miraculously appearing among the 4 of you. He is tall, with a firm face, a strong nose, and wearing a red robe. On his head, a laurel wreath adorns his cap. "Greetings. I am Dante Alighieri, and I will be your guide through this journey that is about to begin." The figure reveals himself to be the Florentine poet. As if they recognize the authority of that man, the predators return to the forest. "Come, follow me. Now that we are together, we shall travel as one. Long is the way, so speed up the pace and listen carefully, for I have a lot to say." Place the caravan pawn in this region. It represents the player's position during the Chronicle phase. Place region card 3, Infernal Gates, in position B2. Advance the caravan to it and then inspect it. Still confused, you follow the poet down a road that descends into the haze. Very little of the path can be seen, but a gigantic stone gate just ahead. "Comrades, a sacrilege is in motion. An army of knights has invaded these lands, determined to achieve salvation through force rather than faith," Dante explains. "The saints have chosen you as the champions of Christendom, the warriors who must help me stop these men." The poet speaks to you, but his attention is focused on the many pale, naked souls that wander along the path through the forest. They do not look dangerous, but your guide is terrified. "Us? Are you sure?" The outlaw puts into words the strangeness you all share. "I cannot remember who I am, but something tells me I am not a paragon of virtue." His questioning brings Dante back from his reverie. "Imperfection is part of human nature, my friend. I am certain you are flawed, just like anyone else. However, to cast a shadow, you also need light. I dare not assume what the high power expects of you in this task, but I know that we will discover it together," he lectures as you walk. "What if I refuse?" Interestingly, it is the devotee who seems to be resistant. "I am afraid there is no such choice. You were summoned by forces far beyond my understanding, and I know that you will only be able to return after completing the journey." The poet regrets his own words. Our first destination is the manor of Minos, the judge and guardian of this place of suffering. The once king should have stopped the invasion, but he did not. Confronting him might help us understand what is really happening here. "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here," is written in flames on the entrance to the Inferno. Place region card 4, Shores of Acheron, in position B3. Advance the caravan to it, and then inspect it. Crossing the Infernal Gates, you walk to the bank of a calm river, where many more wanderers stand, waist-deep in water. "Oh, see who awaits on the banks once more!" A gray boatman with eyes blazing like embers provokes. His rowing reveals his arrival in the fog. "The one who embarked alive, not dead. This time 4 souls keep him company. For the right price, I shall take you all." He offers the service he does for eternity. "Greetings, Charon." Dante maintains his composure, but cannot help but voice his concerns. "Why do these souls return?" "They return because they were not judged, condemned, and thrown into the circle where they should suffer. Therefore, they are free to do whatever they want, even to look for a way back to the world of the living." He mocks a derangement that can drive men crazy on Earth. "Now, either board or leave. My duty is to lead the souls, not to question the judge's decisions." Place region card 5, Pass of the Indolent, in position A3, and number 7, Castle Gates, in position B4. If you have the Triad of the Abyss expansion, you can move on to the confrontation phase against Charon described there. And I think that's a perfect time to do so. Charon remains still, his eyes burning in his cadaverous face. Until now, you had only seen him as the ferryman, dressed in rags and leaning on his oar, almost like a beggar. Even though he is hunched over, he still towers above all of you. The oar, thicker than the mercenary's arm and heavier than iron, is swung with worrying ease, a force that seems to defy the river itself. "I do not dispense punishment upon newcomers. If that is what you desire, you shall wait for eternity on these shores of oblivion. I only take those who pay the tribute." He keeps his eyes on you. "You do not understand, old man. You will take us. For free." The devotee advances, as though the Inferno belongs to her, yet the old demon remains impassive. "You are just the ferryman. Have you forgotten your place?" The ferryman's hoarse laughter reverberates like thunder, sending vibrations through your very bones. "Is that a threat? Could it be that it is you who has forgotten your place?" He glares at you, relishing the affront. "You think you can defeat me? I, who was surpassed only by Hercules in strength and Orpheus in cunning." The decaying form straightens its shoulders, bones creaking, and lifts the oar, wielding it as a deadly weapon. Only then do you behold the colossus you have challenged, the son of night and darkness, whose existence predates even Zeus himself. "You shall cross the river, dead." Charon accepts the challenge and is ready to fight. First, record your current game state by removing all region cards and the caravan pawn from the board. Flip the board to the confrontation side. Then, make the setup for the battle scene. All right. So we're already facing our first confrontation against Charon, no less. So this is a good point to stop in the video. Next video, I will go through a setup and a playthrough of the confrontation phase. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you next time when we play it quick.